3, 2, 1.
And now, you're tuned into the Navarro-Miller Report, featuring the hottest in news, entertainment, sports, and all those topics for the mainstream audience. The Navarro-Miller Report.
Examine your reality.
Welcome, everyone, to the Navarro-Miller Report. Happy Friday. I'm your host, Dave Navarro.
And I'm Jeremy Miller.
And the week is finally over, Jeremy. Mother's Day is this Sunday. Wanted to go ahead and wish every single mother out there, even fathers that play the part of mothers as well, happy Mother's Day to all of you. Us children, we appreciate you. My mom is up in heaven celebrating Mother's Day up there. Jeremy, you're very fortunate. You still have a wonderful mother that you're going to be celebrating with, I'm sure, this weekend.
Who for some reason loves you. I can't understand it.
Go figure. I mean, I adore her. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. Love you dearly. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Same for me. We are very blessed to have mothers who most of us take incredible care of us, raise us, love us unconditionally.
We definitely.
Sorry, guys, I have a little interruption.
We have a mother out there.
Yeah. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to all you special mothers out there. Thanks for all you do.
Exactly. Well, moving into a little bit of obscure news as we started doing it at the very top of the show. Jeremy, you have something involving a cop in Florida. Again, Florida, as usual, always up to no good for some reason, that got in trouble for playing rock, paper, scissors.
So we have a police officer who we have no idea what the infractions were, but it was in Dade County, Florida. And apparently he was going to cite these people on the boat and instead gave them an opportunity to play rock, paper, scissors to get out of it. Now, he did happen to choose the bikini-clad girl to play with rather than the guy whose boat it actually was.
Wouldn't we all?
Hey, I can't say I'd make a different choice if I was single. Let me put that out there.
Right.
I'm not gonna get
Full
killed.
disclosure right now.
Full disclosure. But, this guy tried to do a nice thing and cut these guys a break and tried to make it a little fun for them. And now, because this was posted all over social media, he's being investigated.
Wow.
So I don't know what the intentions were of the person who, actually posted it. I believe the taglines that were posted with it were very respectful. They were like, hey, look at this great thing this cop did, a really kind thing. But, by doing so, it became national attention and he's now being investigated by his own police department. So, guys, use your brains a little bit. If it's something like that, they could come back and bite somebody in the butt. I know you want to thank them, but don't do it online.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I saw that video. It's actually all over TikTok. It was posted by a TikToker that has a very extravagant lifestyle with a lot of women. And I guess one of his female friends that was on the boat was doing that. And he actually filmed it on TikTok. So like you said, anything that's posted on social media, everybody's going to see it, including supervisors of these people that have jobs for a living in government.
Exactly. And, if a cop is cutting you a break, use your brains. He's supposed to ticket you. He's supposed to make your life difficult. That's what his bosses want him to do. If he's cutting you a break, don't announce it to the world. I know you may have just been trying to be nice. I hope that was your intention, but you've now bit this guy in the butt and may have caused a lot of problems for him.
I think it was mostly just to go ahead and go viral. That's probably what it was. But either way, it's so funny because I actually just saw another TikTok where these 3 cops stitched a TikToker explaining how to hide your drugs in another safe place, which is the inside of a water of where you put the water or whatever of the car. And he's like, guys, let me go ahead and show you where's a good place to go ahead and hide your drugs and blah, blah, blah in a plastic baggie. And the guys are just like writing notes. The cops are just writing notes the entire time. He's like, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Now we know where to find it. And then at the end of the video, he's like, and if any cops ditch this, I'm in big trouble at the end of the video. And I'm like, dude, why are you doing this? Like,
there was an undercover police officer, actually ATF agent, who was undercover with, I believe, the Hells Angels at one point. And one of his associates was bringing guns to bring to an event they were going to. And the guy unscrewed the carburetor and hid a 32 in there and said, literally, it will do nothing to the car. And he's hidden it that way for 15 years. The ATF agent went back and that night filed a report with the ATF to distribute to police stations all across the country.
oh my God.
To start looking in the carburetor under the distributor cap for small handguns.
I think that's where they got. I think that's where the show Sons of Anarchy got a lot of their ideas from, actually. Oh my God. Well, another obscure news. I actually have one that I found that has to do with a wild turkey going wild on pedestrians in I believe it's actually, according to, it's in Anacostia River Trail in the northeastern section district of DC. And apparently this turkey is just attacking bikers, attacking pedestrians, and just like going after them. So what they're looking at right now is that, according to news reports, it says on here, it says, quote, a fearless wild turkey has been attacking walkers, joggers, and bikers on a trail in Washington, D.C., causing a flap. Several people have reported being chased, slammed into, clawed, and pecked in encounters with the big bird on the Anacostia River Trail in the northeastern section of the district. The turkey came for musician Dee Florin last month as he rode his bike through the area. Right now, the police are actually looking for a way to relocate the turkey somewhere else. I gotta tell you, I used to own turkeys, and
I got a few ideas.
I mean, yeah, right. Well, I mean, Thanksgiving is around the corner. In a few months, get it nice and plump. But I actually used to own turkeys. I used to have a farm years ago when I was a little kid, and those suckers, they get pretty angry. I mean, they
Turkeys
also scream when you sing.
evil. Turkeys are evil.
Not that bad.
Okay?
My turkey's really sweet.
Turkeys are evil. They
I get the
attack
feeling you had a
people
very-
constantly. Do not feel bad for these birds around Thanksgiving. Believe me. I also took care of turkeys at one point for at least a few months and was attacked regularly. In fact, this little
You sure it wasn't your brother's?
no, I had a not frenemy, a rival at the center that I was taking care of these turkeys at.
Yeah.
And he ran in and locked me in the pen with two of these turkeys. And
that's
they,
wrong.
and I'm talking a full sealed off, you can't climb over a fence, get out pen. And
That's
they
wrong.
attacked me. I had an 1.5 inch chunk bitten out of my calf by one of those evil little creatures. Okay, they are evil.
So suffice it to say, you had
emotional damage.
right after that. Jeremy has suffered emotional damage from, but you know what though? That's something that when you're a kid and that happens to you, I can't really blame you for not liking the animal. But I mean,
I wasn't exactly a kid. I mean, I was almost 14. I punched one of them when it flew at me. I mean, I'm sorry. What am I going to do? It was going for my face. It was going for my face. It literally flapped up and came, and I punched the sucker. I mean, I had already been bitten on the calf. I knew what was going on. I was protecting myself.
You know what it is?
Beat on animals. You got to be kidding me.
You know what it is?
Attacked by turkeys. They're evil.
You know what? PETA's about to go ahead and send a lawsuit.
You know how I feel about PETA. I don't give a damn.
Well, I mean, it's crazy because I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, I raised turkeys since they were babies. The male turkey was always very very cautious about his female, but that's just the way they are usually. But I mean, I always like petted his head and everything. He just like kind of like got up like there. He's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I love the love. I love the love. I was like, it's okay, but it's all right. He wouldn't do anything to me. He was actually very sweet.
You got
But
the one out of, the millions. There's always an exception that proves the rule.
yeah, they were really sweet to me. Like their eggs are delicious too. Like they're having turkey eggs. As a chef, I'm sure, I don't know if you've eaten them, but they're freaking amazing.
I've had almost every other type of egg, but no, not turkey.
Yeah, turkey eggs are actually pretty good. But anyways, moving forward, that's our obscure news for all of you out there.
And it was obscure.
Very obscure. But other than that, obviously we all know what's going on this week with the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation. Looks like the trial's taking a week break from all the allegations of craziness that happened this week from both sides. At the end of this before the recess began, we heard Amber Heard. She took the stand for a little bit. Many people are actually criticizing, saying that it was the best performance she's ever had in her life. And but quite frankly, I have to tell you that the media has certain things about them that make you kind of wonder if they're trying to push you from one spectrum to the other, maybe manipulate you to choose sides a little bit. Because take, for example, Entertainment Tonight went ahead and posted this picture on their Instagram. Now, if you look at this picture right here, I mean, it just makes it seem as if though Johnny Depp is an evil, menacing villain, and Amber Heard is the sobbing victim in this whole ordeal. I mean, to me, this just looks like blatant manipulation of, okay, now that we've heard Johnny Depp and we put all his sad sobbing pictures out there, let's go ahead and manipulate everybody to go to the other side, to start going towards team Heard. In my opinion, I mean, this looks like a blatant manipulation for the masses.
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, that is done in exactly that way to get a desired effect, either to raise outrage like is happening now and get people talking about it, or to swing opinion more in her favor, considering, as we've seen and talked about, public opinion has swung pretty significantly in Johnny Depp's favor after his testimony and all of the numerous witnesses, bodyguards, and assistants who came out and testified as to her equally horrid and atrocious behavior. So yeah, to come out and try and put a picture out here that tries to make her look like, the big victim is incredibly manipulative. And who knows why they're doing it. I mean, they could have their own slant they're trying to push. Like I said, they could just be trying to cause controversy, get people talking. Who knows? But it's obvious that is doctored in exactly that way. They took those specific shots to get an exact emotional reaction.
Well, and it's funny because when I was in journalism school, they actually talked about how pictures create emotion, an emotional response, but it has to be certain pictures at certain angles that you take them in order for people to actually be like, okay, I feel bad for this person, or that person's evil, or this, that, and the other. They always capture the photos that they need to get you to basically, again, try to manipulate your way of thinking about that person, the subject. And it's actually very interesting because that I've seen that more often than not. The caption for this picture went ahead and read, quote, Amber Heard sobbed uncontrollably on the witness stand for her second day of testimony in the Depp versus Heard defamation trial. She described in explicitly graphic nature a series of alleged incidents at the hands of Depp, including being sexually assaulted with a liquor bottle. Court is currently on break for 1 week and will resume on May 16th with more of Heard's testimony. Link in bio for more. So, I mean, again, it's just funny how the caption doesn't necessarily describe the picture.
Oh, it does actually. It describes what they were trying to get across. I mean, they specifically describe the graphic nature and how she's sobbing uncontrollably. They are painting a picture with those words as her as the victim. So they had a very specific, purpose with this post.
Most definitely. And anybody on the stream watching right now, go ahead and post your comments. We'd love to hear what all of you have to say about this particular subject, and especially this particular picture. is the media trying to manipulate the Depp versus Heard lawsuit? We'd love to hear from any of you online. And for those of you that are listening to the recast the next day of this podcast, if you want to go ahead and watch what we're talking about, go to our YouTube channel. Check us out. Link is in the description to get to our YouTube channel and check out to see what exactly we are talking about. In other entertainment news, actress Lily Reinhart had a couple of things to say, actually, in regards to this past Met Gala, in regards to Kim Kardashian. She criticized her, actually, for losing weight or admitting to have lost a few pounds in order to fit into a Marilyn Monroe dress. Lily Reinhart, she plays Betty on the TV show, on the CW Network's TV show Riverdale, and she went ahead and said, quote, "So wrong, so effed up on hundreds of levels. To openly admit to starving yourself for the sake of the Met Gala when you know very well that millions of young men and women are looking up to you and listening to your every word. The ignorance is otherworldly and disgusting. Please stop supporting these stupid, harmful celebrities whose entire image revolves around their bodies." Now, she got a lot of backlash from a lot of Kardashian supporters. Obviously, there's a lot of Kardashian supporters out there. And she basically went ahead and said that they basically were saying that she was jealous, that the fact of the matter that, nobody really knows who Lily is, and she's just trying to, she's doing it for clout. She's trying to do it for attention. Obviously, Kardashian supporters are gonna go after her. I personally saw some of the comments. Some of them are saying, when hasn't a woman lost weight or shed a few pounds to fit into a wedding dress or into this or into that? I mean, they're trying to defend why Kim did what she did. But in actuality, I mean, I see Lily's point of view in this. I mean, what's your opinion on this whole ordeal, Jeremy?
Well, as you know, I am not a Kardashian supporter, but I will be defending her for those exact reasons you just said. I mean, guys lose drastic amounts of weight to fit into a tux, the one they want for a certain event, for a big day, for a wedding. Women do the same thing more often, most of the time, for their wedding dress. Yes, is that screwed up? Is it because of, society telling them they have to be a certain way? We can discuss all those things. Those are all psychological things that are not going to be decided in 5 minutes. But the fact is, it's a very normal thing to take it. This is her work and her career. Okay, doing those things keeps her getting the money and the jobs that she gets. Now, I mean, I've never been a fan of that stuff, but that is her job. No different than someone like, I don't know, Jake Gyllenhaal losing 60 pounds to play in, a movie and then gaining 80 in a month and a half later to play another one. It's his career. People are willing to sacrifice for their bodies to make it a certain way. Now, if she wanted to just discuss the idea of what the Kardashians stand for and how everything is just about how sexy and our bodies and I'm going to be naked and then that's something she could very well talk about. But talking about slimming down to fit into an outfit, I'm sorry, I'm not saying it's because of jealousy or anything else. She has a point. I just think she missed the point.
Well, I mean, in actually rebuttaling what you just said, actually, you mentioned the names of actors that basically, like you said, they're doing this for a part. They're doing this for work. Kim did this for image, not for work. She did it to go to a Met Gala.
Image is her work. That's the difference.
Not when she's already making millions of dollars. Like she already has her own business.
She wants to. So Bill Gates shouldn't make anything else and continue doing what he's doing to make money because he's got enough.
He's not trying to lose weight, though. He's not trying to starve himself.
That's an irrelevant point. The fact is, her image is her job. Plain and simple. That's the point. That's why this girl was wrong in her opinion of this.
Well, she went ahead and actually defended. She doubled down on what she said actually in a tweet saying, quote, she actually just tweeted this on May 3rd, probably the day after, saying She started off by saying sigh. I do not say the things that I say because I want to be relevant or get attention. I speak up because I don't see enough people with large platforms calling out toxic behavior in our industry. Some people will never understand where I'm coming from, and that's okay.
Like I said, I get where she's coming from. I just think she missed the point. She's got the point. She's got a good point, but she's talking about it in the wrong context. Okay. This woman's image is literally her job. Now, is that a problem in itself? That's something we could definitely talk about, believe me. But you can't ask someone not to do something that very well keeps them making money. That's a fact. I mean, I'll put it this way. Should women be getting body altering, surgery and stuff like that? Strippers, porn stars, people like that do it all the time because they know it's going to increase their earning potential. Now, should they be doing it? Probably not. I mean, people die under the knife all the time. I mean,
True.
if they're doing it just to make themselves feel good about themselves, that's one thing. But if they're doing it it's a sacrifice they are making to try and further the money they are making. You cannot ask someone not to do something like this to try and further what makes them their dollars. That's my point. Yes, it's very different than an actor taking a role, but it's still her job. Her image is her job. Now, that's we could go off for a half hour on how that is a major problem in society right now, and we've glorified these people, but that's a separate issue.
But I think that's what also Lily was trying to say is the fact of the matter that continuously giving these people attention for losing 16 pounds is what's making the problem worse. I think that's what she was trying to point out.
And that's why I said she has a point. She just missed the context to me.
Well, I mean, regardless, I mean, really, Kim, from according to what I read, allegedly, it seems that the people that own Marilyn Monroe's dress actually allegedly told Kim that she needed to lose weight in order to fit into the dress. Otherwise, they weren't going to give her the dress. That's what I heard. That's rumor. You don't have to quote me on that. You could go ahead and Google it for yourself to see if that's actually true. But I heard something about that as well, which would make sense too, because it is a legendary dress.
Let me give you a question. Let me give you on that exactly what you just said. Let me give you an example then. If I was going to an event, and this would not happen right now, but if I was going to an event and Sinatra's people said I could wear his tux, but I had to lose 30 pounds, do you not think I'd be doing that like immediately? Do you really think I wouldn't be doing that immediately?
Yeah.
So
it's Sinatra's suit.
It's Sinatra's suit.
Yeah.
Are you telling me there aren't 1,000 women that would do the exact same thing just for the opportunity to be able to wear Marilyn Monroe's dress? Are you joking? That's my point. She has a really good point. It's just the context is wrong.
True. I mean, I guess the other thing too is the fact of the matter that she didn't have to tell the media that she had to lose weight to fit in the dress. Kim could have kept that to herself. And I think that's another argument right there, is what Lily was saying, is like, you don't have to say that you starved yourself or you had to lose weight. You could just say, yeah, no, it was great. I fit in the dress beautifully, blah, blah, blah. She didn't have to put that in there.
That's my other part of this, though. From what I saw about all of this stuff, she never said she starved herself to lose this. This girl's making an assumption that she did this in a short period of time and just completely starved herself to get there. I didn't see anything that said that. So that's also a leap. You don't know how she did this. She could have been working out for the last 4 weeks, eating well, but killing herself in the freaking gym. You don't know. But
I know for sure.
She decided to make the decision in her mind that she starved herself to get there.
I mean, I know for sure that, crash diets are always a pain in the butt. I mean, there are times even with a normal diet or normal lifestyle change, it's very difficult because you got to go ahead and like take out all the good stuff and put in all the stuff that's good for you. And that's never easy for anybody to do. So,
Absolutely. But as you know as well, I mean, with keto, you can drop 4 or 5 pounds a week the first 3 or 4 weeks you're doing it. You can drop, with intermittent fasting, you can raise the amount of it. You're not going to hold on to it. It's not a good diet to use to lose weight long term, but you don't have to starve yourself to get those kind of results. You just don't.
No. True that, and you are the chef, so you know what foods to eat and what not to. That's why I hate you. You're lucky. You actually know what to eat and what not to eat. Do you do it? That's a different story.
That's a whole different story.
Because
No,
it's
but
a double-edged sword. At the same time, you're like a chef. You're like, man, I could create a masterpiece right now, or I could create something that's healthy. Masterpiece it is.
Oh yeah, and it happens that way a lot, because the truth is, it's not that you can't make healthy food taste great. You can, but there's a different level. Okay, there's a reason the best restaurants in the world use ungodly amounts of butter. There's reasons that, I mean, they put butter in things that don't even say butter. You're eating probably a good stick or two at least of butter every couple of months that you don't know about.
True.
That restaurants just put in dishes. Okay.
True.
There's, when you cut out the heavy fats and the things that may be a little, worse for you, you lose a lot of depth of flavor and a lot of richness that gives. So you can still make great healthy food. People have been doing it for centuries, but the fact is, you can't take, a simple vegetable and steak and, couscous and put no butter, no sauces, no nothing, and have it be as good as a freaking steak au pois, with black pepper sauce and aged beef and red wine and butter sauce. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hungry.
It's gonna be a different level.
I haven't had lunch today, so you're killing me over here, man. I'm like, oh, couscous and steak and butter. I mean, it's driving me nuts right now, man. I think you got like our viewers hungry too over here. They're like, so when can we book you here, Jeremy? For to be our chef for our next event. Oh Lord. I gotta tell you folks something that I've never booked him, but I have eaten his food and it's, oh my God, it's amazing. He definitely knows this stuff, especially the stuffed potatoes. I'll never forget that. You did that for my birthday last year, and oh my God. That's why I'm still your friend. Thank you. I was trying to remember that.
I'll just stop cooking for you, but it doesn't matter. Jody's
You're worthless to me.
Keep you around, so
you're worthless to me if you do that. I don't want to.
Yeah, but I still have
you
Jody.
Do that.
You're gonna stick around anyway.
I know I'm like a bad penny. I always turn up. Anyways, moving on to other entertainment news for all you Cobra Kai fans. Guess what? Cobra Kai is coming early. It's almost like Christmases are coming early. The amazing show goes into its 5th season, and we've actually been used to Cobra Kai coming every single January 1st. New Year's Day has been traditionally when the new season begins for Cobra Kai. Well, turns out that things have changed now that they're going more mainstream, and of course the everything is different now with the pandemic and everything going on. Well, we got Michelle is watching us right now. She loves Cobra Kai. She's very happy to hear that it's coming into its 5th season. Yes, Michelle, it is, and it's coming to you September 9th. That's when it's coming out. And let me tell you, I saw the previews for it, or the trailer for the new season of Cobra Kai. It's absolutely amazing. For those of you that did not watch the ending of season 4, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear it, don't, turn away, the deaf ear to it. But there's a lot of things that happened, a lot of controversial stuff that happened at the end of season 4, including Cobra Kai actually winning the tournament. But of course, Terry Silver has something to do with that. He paid off the referees to have the female character, my name escapes me right now, to have her beat the Miyagi Dojo. So that happened there at the end of that. She found out actually. So that happened there, and that's going to be something that's going to be coming into season 5. Another guest appearance is going to be appearing in season 5. Chosen is reprising his role as Chosen in part 2. Obviously we know part 2 of the Karate Kid. Chosen was Daniel LaRusso's adversary that almost killed him. He comes back to help Daniel LaRusso again. He helped them actually in season 3, I believe, of Cobra Kai. He helped them there. So he's coming back to help Daniel LaRusso again against Terry Silver. And it's funny because in one of the scenes, Terry's like, you don't want to play with fire or something like that. And Chosen says, "You're fire, I'm gasoline. So it's going to be a good season, let me tell you. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of surprises. We don't know who else is going to make a surprise cameo on this.
I would be very interested to see this season. I told you they kind of lost me with some of the things they were doing around season 3, mid-season 3, but seeing Yuji come back to play Chosen is really cool. Little tidbit. He actually is a restaurateur and is pretty dang good cook himself.
Nice.
He had a restaurant up in Seattle, and about 15, 16 years ago, I had an opportunity to go up there to basically cook and audition for him. It did not pan out, but it basically, I would have had to relocate my entire family, Joni and the boys, all the way to Seattle. And at the time, it just wasn't going to work out. But I almost had a chance to work with him as his chef. Wow. And that would have been really an awesome opportunity. But he's a great guy. I've met him a few times, and really cool to get to see him on there.
Now it's going to be a great season. Also, Daniel, and of course, his oh my God, I can't. My brain has gone completely, freaking like it's flatlining right now. His
Johnny,
Johnny, thank you. My God, that's why you're here to help. Like, breathe, brain, breathe. So Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso actually take a trip down to Mexico to look for Miguel, which is Johnny's, I guess, his student, and he also wants him, like he loves him like a son too. He's dating his mother, and of course we know that at the end of season 4, Miguel left the States to go look for his legitimate father, to look for his father in Mexico. So he left. And now Johnny and Daniel are going down there along with Johnny's actual son to go down there, which is Miguel's enemy as well, to go down there to look for Miguel and bring him back home. So there's a lot of adventure that's going to be happening. Cobra Kai goes to Mexico pretty much in this season 5. A lot of stuff is going to be happening in this new season. I'm actually looking forward to it. Again, it comes out. Season premiere is September 9th. Again, it was on Twitter, the trailer. A lot of the stuff, go check it out. Definitely is going to be an exciting one. I mean, Jeremy, you got to come back and watch Cobra Kai. It's going to be a good season.
I may have to give this season a shot.
I mean, I think I spoiled it a little bit, didn't I?
Not really.
Damn it.
I mean, you didn't tell me anything that's not in the preview.
Well, no, I'm talking about season 4. I spoiled the ending of season 4.
No, then I don't have to watch it. I said I'll watch
come on.
5.
Give me a little something for me to spoil something for you. Jeez, I can never get a freaking... I can't catch a break. What am I going to do? Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. No, Danger Will Robinson. Sorry. Anyways, I'm like trying to like fix this. There we go. Anyways, yeah, Michelle, it's going to be an amazing season. I'm actually looking forward to it as well. In other entertainment news, sad day today as one of a beloved actor. Actually, he was a regular on Friends. Actor Mike Haggerty passed away today, and Jeremy, you are very touched by this actor. You've seen him in a lot of TV shows. I mean, it's a sad day in the entertainment industry.
It is. I had the pleasure of meeting Mike Haggerty once or twice. I never got to work with him, but he is just an absolutely iconic character actor. I mean, if you've watched television and films at all in the last 30 years, you know this man, and he's made you smile and he's made you laugh. He was in Cheers. I mean, everything from Shameless nowadays to, Cheers and Wonder Years and ER guest spots. And I mean, the guy's IMDb page is a laundry list of brilliant shows, and most of it is just 1 and 2, episode parts. But he was one of the most working and beloved character actors in our industry. Never heard anything bad said about the guy. He was incredibly funny, very genuine and warm, on camera and on screen. And it's a big loss. It really is. This guy, was something special. Being a character actor is difficult in a lot of ways. You're never going to be the leading man. You're rarely going to get those roles that you're going to get nominated for an Academy Award for, but at the same time, you're beloved by millions, you're recognizable, and you work constantly. I mean, this guy never stopped working. And yeah, it's a real loss, and I'm very grateful for everything he brought to our industry.
Unfortunately, nobody knows the cause of death just yet. He passed away at the age of 67. This, according to his Somebody co-star Bridget Everett. She went ahead and said, this is on TMZ. It says, quote, Everett's remembering Mike as a beloved character actor and devoted husband, saying she, quote, loved Mike the instant I met him. He was so special, warm, funny, never met a stranger. So, I mean, apparently this is a huge loss, because this is actually a second character in the time span of a year from Friends that has passed away. As we all know, the character that played the role of Gunther passed away, unfortunately, of cancer shortly after the reunion of Friends. So it's sad to see this, man, because I mean, you see all these great actors that we've grown up with to watch, they're starting to like pass away, and it just breaks your heart to see these types of things, you know?
It's a generational thing as we get older, man. I mean, these are the people who made us smile and made us happy, and it touches our lives. I mean, that's one of the things I love about being in this industry is, you know, something I did 30 years ago. I can still get somebody who comes up and says, you know, this moment mattered to me.
It's annoying.
That's incredible to me.
It's annoying to me. Every time I see that, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again.
But, you know, I mean, that's incredible. And a guy like this who did so much, who reached across so many different genres, who did comedy and horror and drama and, I mean, everything. He brought so much laughter and enjoyment to so many people's lives. And, you know, people who may not have even known his name because he's a character actor. But you could bet they knew his face. You could bet if they saw him, they went, God, I love that guy.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that, like, I would see him in like different shows. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's on this show now. This guy's on this show. Like, he always played small but memorable parts in all shows every single time, because he had that type of face and that type of personality that you cannot forget, and that kind of comedic aspect of an actor that you don't forget. So, I mean, I saw that this morning. I was like, oh man, another one's gone. I remember this guy. This guy was freaking funny, you know, when he did that episode with Joey where he had to teach him how to dance, you know, or where Joey had to teach him how to dance. Actually, it was a hilarious episode. I mean, and he's been, like you said, his IMDb is incredible. He's been in shows including Boston Legal, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You said Cheers. He was on The Community, CSI, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Entourage, ER, Ghost Whisperer, Glee, The Goldbergs, Grey's Anatomy, Happy Endings, Medium, The Mindy Project, Mob City, Monk, Seinfeld, Shameless, like you said, The Wayans Brothers, and of course, like you said, The Wonder Years. So he was definitely a well-known character.
And that is just a small section of his IMDb. I mean, it goes on and on. So yeah, this is a loss for the industry, and somebody who, you know, touched a lot of lives. And like I said, was somebody who's important, very important to how a show comes across, even though very few people knew who he was.
And just so you know, our chat is actually, they have a couple of things to say to you. Derek is saying, yes, Jeremy, you brought joy to many. Derek, stop lying to him. He doesn't need to hear that. You know, it's just a blatant lie. He never brought joy to my life. That's for sure. To this day, I'm still waiting for the joy.
I shoot for misery with you. It's different.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate it very much, Derek.
Primavera is also saying, I love that you guys are taking the time to talk about and honor Mike Haggerty. Many know his face, but may not know his name. And he also said, you're hitting all the points that I thought about him. So Primavera, appreciate the words. Yeah, we like to do the best we can to remember, like, some of these actors were not like A-list or top of the list type of celebrities that would be on the news all the time or anything like that, but they have that acting that we'll always remember. Again, the small parts, but big actors that we'll always remember forever. And Mike Haggerty was one of those actors for sure.
Yeah, That's exactly it. When you touch that many lives over so many years in so many genres and do it as a character actor in so many subtle ways, like you said, this is not a guy whose name was being touted all over the world and who was getting press on, Academy Award nominations, but one of the most working and beloved actors of our time.
Correct. And again, he will be missed in the entertainment industry. Moving on to a little bit of lighter stuff. As we have switched a few things around here, we usually have this at the beginning of our show, but we've switched it to the middle to give you guys a little something to look forward to. I do a little blind react with Jeremy for some of the TikToks that I find very funny on the app. And of course, Jeremy refuses to get TikTok to this day. He will never get it, so I have to force him to watch these, but it's not too bad because he enjoys them anyway. So do I. So this first TikTok actually is a stand-up comic that has a certain point of view when it comes to Beauty and the Beast. You just got to check us out.
Beauty and the Beast is the one that is really upsetting to me because they try to make it like the Beast is this disgusting monster. The Beast is easily 6'4". Definitely could play for the NFL. Pulls off capris. He's a homeowner with a mansion that has a library. That's fuck you money, okay? And he loves to read. That's adorable. I know some of you guys are thinking that you're like, Hannah, he was a little controlling. He never let her leave the house. That's my literal dream. To never leave a mansion and have gay utensils getting me food the whole time.
That's a point of view that actually is not like it's accurate.
She is brilliant. I love her. That is great. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that is a take I have never heard before, although very accurate for the way a modern woman may look at that situation.
Agreed. And I gotta say, I saw that, I was like, that's new. That's a new one for me. I gotta admit, I gotta give her props on that one.
That was too good. I want to see her do more. That was funny.
Oh yeah, dude. I should actually upload an older TikTok that compares Harry Potter to Star Wars.
Oh, I think I may have seen that one.
It's very popular. It's actually been around for a while. I'll probably upload it one of these days, or I'll send it to you because it's kind of old. A lot of people have already seen it. I'll just send it to you directly. Anyways, moving on to another TikTok. This one actually has to do with a with a prank on the road. Now, when you go ahead and you're on the freeway or you're on a long stretch of road and you see the way big rigs are usually towed. They're towed from the back, not from the front. So you see the big rig actually looking in your direction when you're driving behind it. Well, somebody decided to go ahead and do this kind of a prank. That was brilliant.
It is brilliant. I've seen a few of those before. A guy actually did that to his wife, and I'm wondering to this day if she didn't divorce him.
Or if he's still alive?
Because she was pissed. But yeah, those are great. That is still one of the genius car pranks.
Oh yeah, no, it's just so bad. I would be pissing my pants. I'd be like, I'm like, okay, this isn't a real crash. You want a real crash? Here, let me take the wheel. That ought to teach you and me at the same time.
Hopefully there was a rest stop nearby so his buddy could, change and clean up.
Yeah, no kidding. That the expression on the guy's face was priceless. He was like, like freaking out. Anywho, another wonderful this TikTok actually is a TikTok challenge that many people are doing nowadays where they're drinking Sprite or a carbonated drink and trying not to burp. They're holding the burp inside and they're trying to drink the entire thing while not burping. They're holding the burp inside. Could you imagine all that inside just building up while you're trying to chug a carbonated drink? This particular one had me dying. I was crying, laughing because, well, you're just gonna have to see.
I can't do it. My tummy hurt.
The expression before the loud burp was like, ah.
Okay. Not sure the purpose of that challenge. It is amusing. It is funny. Wow, I think the spit take was almost better to me than the burp. The reaction of the friend, that's what I mean. The spit take was absolutely great.
That's what had me cracking up. So our last TikTok video actually comes from, well, they say it's a Polynesian prayer, but at the same time, it's a prayer that tends to put you on blast a little bit. Check it out.
Father, we come before you this evening. We like to give you the thanks and the praise. We thank you for your unconditional love and your blessings, Father. Amen. This evening, Father, I only ask for one thing. Please bless us with your courage, Lord. There are some of us in this house that need the courage to get a job. Father, please bless them so that they can open their eyes and stop being lazy and get a job and help out with the bills. Father, there are some people here that still go to the gym but are still fat. Father, please bless them with the courage to realize that nothing is working. Father, there are some people in this house that drink too much. There's only 2 people right now, but I don't like to say names, Father, but you know everything that goes on.
That is straight putting them on blast in the middle of a prayer. I mean, come on.
I don't know about it being a Polynesian thing. Having been around Joni, my fiance's relatives, I can tell you there are similar prayers in the Filipino world too. So that is not unheard of.
Yeah. No kidding, man. Yeah. So I just had to go ahead and show you those. Those are not too bad right there for a good Friday evening joke. Moving on to some sports. Jeremy, the MLB is screwing its players again. Major League Baseball, what's going on?
So as usual, Major League Baseball cannot leave well enough alone. Okay, so back in 2019, they decided they were going to change balls. Nobody knows why they decided they were going to change balls again this time, even though, players had only finally gotten used to pitching with and hitting the new balls they had just implemented like 3 years before. So again, they're going to screw with it again in 2019, and they unintentionally bought juiced balls from a company, balls that were actually wound tighter to make them fly further. So in 2019, home runs and power hitting went through the roof. So they've tried to overcorrect every year since 2019, 20, 21, now 22. They have put in a third set of balls that are even deader. Okay, we're almost a quarter through the baseball season now, and the stats are in. Home runs and power hitting is down almost 12% across the board. And their excuse is, it's going to put more balls in play and make the game more interesting. Do you know a single fan who'd rather see a ground ball than a fucking home run? Do you know a single fan? No, they're doing it because they want stats to go down so that owners don't have to pay players as much. They're screwing their players completely, and they do this all the time. This is why you can't compare stats from nowadays to old days in baseball and stuff like this. Major League Baseball has been screwing with the balls ever since Colorado came into the league back in the 90s. Ever since that wild card came in and they had to deal with the altitude of Coors Field and they started trying to adjust the balls, they put balls in humidifiers and in freezers, and they had a special temperature controlled humidifier built at Coors Field so they could keep the balls in them before games to try and make them not fly so far in the altitude.
That is
rather
so
than
weird.
doing this for years. And the fact is, there's no consistency across the years. So you may get a jump with these balls of, oh my God, this guy hit 55 home runs this year. He's never hit more than 30. And then you get guys who, are literally flying out at the warning track on every pitch. And these are guys who are natural power hitters. So it's just baseball screwing with their players again. And honestly, you wonder why the players union is always so pissed off and threatening to strike. This is the kind of thing these players have to put up with from Major League Baseball. They literally consciously do this stuff to affect the players' stats so they don't have to pay them as much.
I was going to say that. That's actually what I was going to say. Could it be that because they just actually finished a strike? They actually negotiated so that way they wouldn't have a strike and cancel the season. That the season was actually threatened for a strike from the players to the MLB. So could it be possible that this is the MLB's revenge on them? And then when they try, like you said, when they try to go ahead and ask for more money, like, look at your stats, they're garbage.
I wouldn't say it's revenge. It's just their way of getting around the collective bargaining agreement.
A tactic.
Yeah, it's a tactic. It's their way of getting around the collective bargaining agreement. They gave them more than they wanted to in the negotiations, and now they're going to do something underhanded and slimy to try and claw that back from them.
God, the greed is so real. I mean,
it's incredible. These owners make millions and millions and millions off of these players. I mean, just insane, ridiculous amounts of money. And yes, the players are making insane amounts of money to play a game. So yes, I get tired of hearing them whine about it as well. But the fact is, at any job you're in, you want to be paid your worth. And you don't want to be sabotaged by your employers so that you can't make the goals that will make you be paid what you're worth.
No, that's very true. That's very true.
I don't care what job it is.
I think it's just when you're saying that they were going to go ahead and manipulate the balls, I could just imagine somebody hitting it in like a cartoon, like it just falling right in front of them. Like, well, that didn't go very far, did it?
I'll give you an example. Just last night at the Dodger game, one of the Dodgers, I'm going to blank. I cannot remember who hit it. It might have been Mookie Betts. Yeah, seriously. Might have been Mookie Betts, but they hit what was just a rocket. And no, it was Bellinger, Cody Bellinger.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just they said, because they have the analytics they can do now after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Launch angle and speed off the bat. This was a home run. And the guy caught it 1.5 feet short of the wall.
It's not making it exciting anymore.
Same angle, same bat speed coming off the bat as what would have been a home run last year for this guy. And it's a fly out. So even the pitcher who threw the pitch and saw it put his head down because he thought it was a home run. Wow. That's how, everybody in the stadium thought it was a home run, and the guy catches it 1 foot short of the wall. Wow. That's how drastically they've affected the balls. And again, we have the analytics now. You can actually measure bat speed and angle and how quick the ball comes off the bat and all this stuff. It's a ridiculous drop. And to me, as a fan, yes, I love a good pitcher stool from time to time, but what is the most exciting, thing you see in baseball? It's a home run.
Yeah.
And you're literally taking that away from the fans. And like I said, your excuse was, well, it'll put the ball in play more to make it more exciting.
Well, that, and you're also...
When has a ground ball ever been exciting to a baseball fan?
Well, that, and you're also running the risk of some of these players feeling so pressured because of their contracts to go ahead and maybe start juicing so they could hit the ball harder. That's a risk that they might be taking too. That's something else that could happen.
Players still do it. It's not on the level it was before where it was rampant. But
Barry Bonds level.
You still see 3 or 4 guys every year, who get a 20, 50, 80 game suspension for some form of PED. So,
but doing this isn't going to make it any better. It's going to make it worse.
No, it will definitely incentivize, guys to find ways around the rules to get their stats back up. So,
well,
it's a screwed up situation.
Well, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how the season goes. Many people that bought seats to get home run balls, that's going to be wasted money for them right there because there ain't no balls coming your way. I think they're also doing it on video games too, because I was playing MLB The Show, and a person that would otherwise hit a home run wouldn't hit it that hard. It would get it to the freaking wall and then just go bounce off. I'm like,
well, I do know that MLB The Show has some pretty accurate updates for
so they
like
probably
reality,
did
you
it
know,
because of that.
so it might have been, it
Yeah.
might be that they actually scaled it back because of what's going on in Major League Baseball right now, because I know that game has some really accurate updates for keeping it realistic as to what's going on for the season.
No doubt, no doubt.
Which,
That is
hey,
insane.
that's next level gaming if they're doing
Tell
that.
me
That's
about
pretty
it.
that's pretty impressive.
No kidding. That's legit. Real time right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is legit real time right there. Anyways, moving on. This weekend, actually tomorrow, is UFC 274, and there's a big card up ahead of it. But one of the cards that will no longer be a lightweight belt, a fight for the lightweight belt, is Charles Oliveira was supposed to go up and fight and defend his belt, but he has been stripped of the belt today for not making weight. This is just going to be a regular fight now. It's no longer going to be a championship fight, which is very unfortunate. A lot of people were looking forward to this championship bout. And for a fighter not to make weight, that's ridiculous. You know that you have a fight coming up. You have to make weight. Why wouldn't you? And you're trying to defend your title? You just got stripped of the title. I mean, what's the matter with you?
I'll tell you why, in my opinion, it doesn't make it smart, in my opinion, either. Things changed in the fight game about 25, 30 years ago, around the time of the boxing, Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward fights and all that kind of stuff. So that would have been probably in the 90s. People started realizing that if you could cut just water weight and get down under, you could balloon back up 10 or 15 pounds heavier between the weigh-in the day before and the fight. So you could come into a fight 15 pounds heavier than you should and beat the living crap out of your opponent because, oh yeah, he followed the rules and came in at fight weight. Everybody does it now. That's why we see in the UFC so many people who are staggering out to their weigh-ins, who are having to be practically carried by their trainers. They dehydrate themselves to make weight now. They don't just burn it off and work out and get into good workout shape. They try and come in 10 to 15 pounds heavier than the weight and then dehydrate themselves enough to get under so that they can balloon back up to that weight. That's what almost every fighter does nowadays.
True.
Because it gives you that advantage. So
go ahead.
It gives you that advantage. If you come in, you're supposed to be fighting at 175. You come in at almost 190. If the other guy is coming in close to 175, you have a very distinct advantage in the power on your punches, in the weight you're putting on them when you're grappling, all that kind of stuff.
And this, according to, and I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but this, according to ESPN.com, it says, quote, Oliveira came at 155.5 pounds, a half a pound over the limit for a lightweight title fight. As a result, the title is now considered vacant. And Saturday night, only his opponent, Justin Gaethje, is eligible to win the belt. This would have been Oliveira's second title defense. So
he loses the belt because he couldn't take a dump.
Pretty much. Damn, that's a half a pound. That's a half a pound dump right there.
Well, if he took a good, I mean, that's, if he took a good dump, but then again, like these guys are not eating, they're not drinking, they're dehydrated. So they're not, I don't like what fighters do to their bodies to do that. I miss the old days of guys coming, making weight, really making weight, coming in at the weight they should, working hard in the gym to be at that weight. Now they're just playing around with the rules. And if you cut it that close, guess what? You're paying the consequences now. You got your belt taken away.
So in essence, we go back to the Lily Reinhart comment. In this situation, fighters are cutting weight to go ahead and fight, but that's a part of their job too. So
it is, but it's a workaround around the rules. And that's the problem I have with it. If you're meant to come in at 175 to fight, work hard and come in at 175. They're looking for an extra advantage to get around that rule. That's what I have an issue with.
It's going to be, it's a tough one to talk about. I mean, this fight again everybody was waiting for this fight. Everybody was looking forward to this fight. And now, unfortunately, this fight's not going to happen. It's just, it can't happen anymore because of a half a pound. And
well, you said they're still going to have the fight.
Those rules are bogus though. Like those rules are just stupid. Half a pound. Come on, give them the fight.
You got to make weight. No way. You
Half
have
a
to
pound's
make
not gonna
weight.
make a difference.
It is well known you have to make weight. It is the rules. If he wasn't trying to skirt his way around the rules, he would have made weight.
Come on, it's a half a pound. Like you said, just give him some freaking, X-Lax or something. Get that stuff out of
They
him.
do that. I have friends who were wrestlers, man. They do that stuff. Making weight in like collegiate wrestling is hard.
Yeah.
They do that stuff all the time. X-Lax and freaking neoprene suits in a sauna that bring your body temperature up over 180 degrees. I mean, these guys do insane stuff to their bodies to make weight.
Oh, man. Well, that's the news. In case you haven't heard it, thank you so much for listening to the Navarro-Miller Report. We welcome everybody to join us every Monday and Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. to show you guys what we talk about here. Entertainment news, sports news, pretty much anything that, tickles our fancy, tickles this guy's fancy. I'm your host, Dave Navarro.
I'm Jeremy Miller.
And it's, again, a great pleasure to be here for all of you every week, Monday and Friday. Make sure you check us out on our social media, on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so that way you can be notified whenever we go on live, and you could join our chat. And again, to all of you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Mom, I love you. You're in heaven, and I love you to death. You always are in my heart forever. To Jeremy's mom, I love you too, Mama. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, happy Mother's Day.
We'll see y'all on Monday.
And take care, everybody.
You have been listening to the Navarro-Miller Report.